One thing I love about Cleveland, and I've noticed this across all sports, is they like to find a guy that they like to hate. And in this series, it's become Mo Wagner. Jason Tyvis Powell. First off, before we get into how he compares to other hated Cleveland opponents, what do you think of Mo Wagner as a player and as a character going against the Cleveland Cavaliers?
He's like crazy the way he's like you'd think they were dominating the way he's antagonizing the fans.
That's the best part.
It's so funny.
You gotta have some type of energy.
I actually enjoy watching
I do too.
Yeah, I love watching them.
But it's weird. Usually you do that when you're winning.
But they're on the road and they're down 20, and he's trying.
He don't care.
No, he's trying to keep them in it. Like I really respected because he really pulled them back because he was saying like. Because at first I rolled my eyes like, dude, you're down on the break dunk, like when he on the dunk on Jarrett, right?
Yeah.
And
that was filthy.
Yeah, and I thought like, all right, you're down 18. Stop, put it back in your pants and stop celebrating.
Right.
Don't
say that because if you dunked on somebody in the game, you'd be saying,
if I done period, it'd be out. but
we got to cut that for tomorrow. Yeah.
But then I kind of realized what he was doing, and he was saying like, guys, this ain't over. Let's go. And he was, and he really was a big factor in pulling them back into it. Yeah. So I understand. I mean, it's funny that like he's catching this much heat basically over one shove. One of the guys for writes for The Athletic has covered the series for us on the Orlando side.
Yeah.
He covered the Magic for years. Josh Robbins. Now he's actually in Washington. And he said last night, he asked me, he said, is this because he went to Michigan? And I said, no, it's because of himself. Like, Michigan basketball ain't the same as Michigan football. Nobody cares he went to Michigan.
Whoa.
You don't think? I think it goes back to the shove,
like
the game one shove, and then he seemed to play into it.
Right.
And then people are like, all right, it's on.
It makes it easier. How about that?
It does make it easier.
There's two different, and Mike wanted to ask the question like he's enemy number one since. And I'll give you my answer in a second. I want your take on this. But to me, there are two groups of players / teams that Cleveland fans hate, all right? The one group is the players you hate because they're good players on your rival team.
Yes.
Like
Ben
you hate Steph, you hate Roethlisberger, you hated Flacco, I guess, back in the day, or Ray Lewis, certainly Draymond Green, right?
Yeah.
Then there's the guy who's not a good player, but he's feisty and physical, and he beats up your players, so you hate him. And that's the category I'm choosing from because that's the category that this guy's in.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a decent player, but he's not an elite player.
Mitchell Robinson.
No, it's not Mitchell Robinson. It's Kelly Olynyk.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Of course it's Kelly Olynyk.
Well, he cost us a whole championship.
Almost tore Kevin
he cost us a whole championship run.
First of all.
What?
We got to stop saying that.
What?
That you don't know that the Cavs would have won that series. Do you think the Cavs would have won against Golden State?
I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. It would have been a completely different series.
I know, but you can't say they would have won, cost them the championship. You don't know.
A lot of people feel that way.
I like their chances.
A lot of people feel that way.
Well, we'll never know, unfortunately.
He is about as you know a guy that's still hated to this day, Joakim Noah.
Oh,
and that's just because of what he said about Cleveland.
Like that.
But like
he plays into that too.
But Wagner does not belong in this. Like usually,
he's not at that level.
A first round series against a team you're up 2-0 should not generate this type of heat.
No.
Like Olynyk injured one of your best players, and could have cost you a championship.
Right.
Steph and Draymond, those were finals games.
Right.
Like this is a first round against a nice player, but he's not. And I mean, and Joakim Noah, like, just stood up there and just shot your city dead. And said, who likes Cleveland? What's there to do? Like, I get that. Like, that makes sense. The Wagner thing just seems a little bit silly and over the top because it's a first-round series against a team that you've whipped now 2 games in a row. So, I don't know. I don't think he belongs anywhere near the class of what we're talking about with some of these
you're right. By the way, if you had to look for the rest of your life, if you had to physically, in the face, look like Noah or Bogdanovich, who would you choose?
I'd wear a mask.
Yeah, Mike, you weren't here, obviously, for the Kelly Olynyk years.
Oh, but he was.
What do you mean?
I'll pull out the video. The only playoff game I ever covered in my life prior to Saturday was that game in Boston. I was an intern at Fox 8 in Boston, or Fox 5 in Boston.
That is funny.
I shot a stand-up that morning from the TD Garden, which I'll play on the show. if the Cavs beat the Magic and the Celtics beat the Heat, and that is our second-round matchup.
Yeah.
You still got that
Fans
footage?
hated him.
I found it on my laptop the other day.
Oh, I
yeah.
gotta see.
told me
this.
about it last
I
night.
need to see that.
It's bad.
We had to be in the locker room together and didn't even know it.
Look at that.
Yeah. Because you were in the Cavs, right? You were when Kevin was
I
talking
in
about
the
it?
Cavs. Yeah.
Yeah, we were in the same locker room.
But I do think Wagner's a guy who will get booed now going forward every time he plays.
He got
for
booed
sure.
every time he touched it
No,
last night.
Cleveland are some of the pettiest people.
We don't forget.
No.
That's
he'll
why
be
when
booed the rest of his career when he comes here.
That's
like,
why
seriously.
That's why when G. Bush calls me Petty LeBull, I mean I fit.
But you know what's funny about this whole thing, though? At the end of the first quarter yesterday, Wendell Carter Jr. threw a cheap shot elbow at Donovan.
Sure did.
It looked like he went to the locker room.
Yeah.
I think he just went to the exercise bike, which is what he's been doing when he comes out of the game since his knee injury. So I'm not sure he actually went back. But that was like a legit cheap shot elbow right to the ribs on Donovan coming off a screen. And that was forgotten immediately. But Mo Wagner pushed
it's
Evan
weird.
Mobley, and that has not been forgotten over 2
What
games
is that?
Because Wagner plays into it.
That's true.
He eggs him on.
Right.
He's very demonstrative.
Yeah.
On multiple turns. That's why.
You know a
That's
dude
true.
who I hated playing against back in the day when he played the Cavs?
Who?
Shaun Livingston. I swear
They became a Cav.
he never missed a mid-range shot when he was with Golden State.
Great dude.
I mean, he hit
Great dude.
He hit the most pivotal shots in the moments that you needed them to miss the most.
Yeah.
He just rise up, boom.
What year was he here?
He was here.
dude.
2 years?
He was here in like 2012. He basically rejuvenated his career here. Like
Yeah, right.
was
Did he
almost-
like mess his leg up or something?
Oh, that was one of the worst injuries ever.
Yes.
What did he do?
Yes. He tore it up. He blew out his
He
whole leg.
landed, right? And
Yeah.
then his knee went wide. It was
Yeah.
one of the
Like the Paul
ugliest-
George
Gruesome.
thing?
Yeah, it was gruesome.
Yeah, and what was that player at Cincinnati? Remember the player at Cincinnati? Was it
No,
Cincinnati?
Louisville. It was
Louisville.
Kevin Ware.
To this day,
right,
I haven't
Oh.
seen that.
Oh, my
I still
God.
haven't
Don't
seen
watch it.
That was
Don't
one of
watch
the worst
it.
things I've
Not
ever
worth
seen.
Shaun was a huge prospect. Huge.
Yeah.
He could do everything. He was tall. Like he had great game, and that knee changed his entire career. He was almost the Clippers had cut him. I think. Cavs picked him up on like Christmas Day, and he really sort of rejuvenated his career
Yeah,
in
he played
Cleveland.
well.
Went to Golden State, won championships. He was working for the franchise. I think he still is. Like his
Must say he's still around
special assistant to
the
GM.
Warriors?
To the Warriors?
Warriors.
Oh.
Yeah, he's still. I think he holds still some role for the War. Like sort of like Verjao is here with the Cavs. Andy's back with the Cavs. I think Shaun has a role like that. with
between
Golden
him and Leonardo Barbosa, the Brazilian blur. Man, they had not even like they was good NBA players, but
Yeah.
against the Cavs, man, they was unbelievable.
Was it Leonardo?
State. Leandro.
Leandro.
Oh,
Yeah, it
excuse
sounded
me.
wrong
I
to me.
thought it was Is this Leandro?
Yeah.
You're thinking of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I am.
So
All right, Mike.
before we move on to
Yeah.
our third and final Cavs topic of the
Yeah.
day, I put in the YouTube chat, how much do you hate Mo Wagner? A little bit, a lot, or I don't hate him? What do you think the results of the poll are?
I would say 77% is a little bit. Guys?
Jason?
60%. I don't hate him.
Oh,
Tyvis?
Tyvis?
40%, 50% a lot.
We had,
They
with
petty.
272 votes, 26% for a little,
Oh.
22% for a lot, and 51% for
Yeah,
don't
Jason
hate him.
was right.
So
was
shout out to
man.
Jason. He is now one of the YouTube chat. He is one. This is 2 in a row where he's gotten correct. Guessing.
good
That's
job.
Without
right.
actually
I
vote,
have.
so.
Yeah. But again, like you're up 2-0. What's he
right.
done? What's he really done?
People are happy. The
Yeah.
Cavs fans are happy right now.
if
They're not feeling the hatred.
If he scored 40 and knocked out Donovan, now you can hate him.
Right,
There's
yeah,
no
that's
reason
true.
to hate him.